How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? What's up, y'all? Welcome to EFP Media. This is your host, Elvira Valdez. And here we explore how faith has transformed my life for the better and dive deep into the topics of faith, wellness, and personal growth. I share how I see God in all that I do, and I share that through the experiences and the lessons that I learned. So I bring you all in to join me on those same conversations that typically you just have by yourself. But because I am a content creator all about personal development, I always share these insights and the things that I'm currently working on in my life with you all in hopes that you can get something from the conversation. So today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wisdom Wednesday. And we are talking about triggers and self-sabotage and how the two are connected and how we can start to identify these cycles so we can possibly work towards breaking free from these crazy situations we put ourselves in, okay? So the thing is that many of us was able to identify within ourselves how we self-sabotage on Monday. And Monday, we talked about that topic and the hidden ways that we hold ourselves back. So today, I want to take the conversation a little deeper and explore how triggers can quietly feed the cycle of self-sabotage. So triggers are emotional buttons tied to unhealed wounds. When pressed, they stir up feelings of rejection, fear, and inadequacy. And if we're not mindful, those triggers can push us right on back into the old habits and patterns that keep us stuck, running on that hamster wheel, looking for, what we gonna do next, and don't be doing nothing. Just continuing the cycle over and over and over again, never getting any growth, okay? So triggers are not weaknesses. It's not a weakness. It's a signal. It's a signal. It's your body and your mind remembering a past wound and reacting to it as it is a present experience. People experience this every single day. So I have some examples to give to you all of how a trigger can transition into self-sabotage. You have a person that received a comment and the comment reminded them of rejection. A trigger response from a person in this situation could be they start to withdraw or stop showing up. You have another individual who feels a lot of pressure. People are like reaching out to them. They need this. They got an exam done. They got a presentation done. They got a presentation due. Whatever the situation is, they feel a lot of pressure on themselves, and it reminds them of failure for whatever reason. It reminds them of failure. That person, that trigger can lead to that person creating procrastination in their life and even quitting, which is self-sabotage. You have another individual who treats criticism as a deep, deep feeling, and it touches on a couple of old wounds. They get criticized, and this criticism touches on old wounds from childhood. That is the trigger. And the self-sabotage in that situation would be the person tends to overwork themselves, overcompensate, trying to prove a point. Because in childhood, when they would be criticized, they decided that, well, maybe if I show up and be more and be better, maybe they might find me worthy and liked. Does this sound familiar, or do you guys understand where I'm going with this conversation? In each one of these cases, the trigger led to self-sabotage, not because the person was unworthy, but because the person was protecting themselves from the pain they felt in the past. That is how self-sabotage works. Typically, you can see self-sabotage come in a way of people who try to control everything. You know, something isn't going your way, you try to shut down the whole situation and just like say, oh, well, never mind, let's not do it at all. Instead of just going with the flow of things and allowing things to be as they are. But here's where wisdom can come in and help you manage your triggers. You cannot always control what triggers you. It's just not going to work that way. And sometimes certain triggers are only going to come up after a certain event or during a certain time of the year. We have these so-called holidays coming up. Let me stop playing with y'all. But let's use a perfect example for myself. I always use myself. I'm always sacrificing myself for you guys to give you some insight of how to be better human beings in the world. So every year around my birthday is always a weird feeling for me. I never know how I'm going to feel, what I'm going to do, what I want to do. I never plan anything. I never plan a dinner. I never do anything because I fear rejection. I fear people not showing up for me. I fear not being cared enough for people to even reach out to me and say happy birthday. I don't buy myself a cake. I don't make it a big thing. I might tell people that it's my birthday, but I never really do anything because when I plan something and things don't go as planned, that triggers me. So I self-sabotage myself by not planning anything, by not expecting anything, because I don't want to be left down, because I want to protect myself from feeling sad or lonely or unworthy on my birthday. By the way, my birthday is October 4th, by the way. So, with that being said, I know that every year around October, I feel this way about myself. And that is where I come in and I self-sabotage. I, isolate myself and so many different things. That's an example that I do. But what I want us to start doing is meeting our triggers with wisdom. So once again, you can't always control what triggers you, but you can control how you meet it. So here are some practical tools for all of us to take along with us. And we are going to do all of this together. You are not alone. And I know I'm not alone. Okay. We in this together. All right. So the first thing I would love for you to do is pause and breathe. Sometimes silence is a good thing. Sometimes taking the pause before you react is a perfect way to kind of read what is happening right now. The next time your chest tightens or your thoughts start to spiral, stop, breathe, and ask yourself, what just got activated in me? I recently had to do this for myself, okay? So I know this works. It do work, okay? It works. Next thing I want you to do is name the root. I shared with you guys in a previous video talking about pride that a lot of the things that I was experiencing was rooted in pride. A lot of the things that you experience is rooted in pride. Pride is bigger than just arrogance. Pride shows up in many different ways, So many, all right? So back to the point, name the root. Go beyond the reaction. Ask yourself, what memory or wounds does this remind me of? It was easy for me to identify why I got triggered in the moment, because I know that identifying something with my birthday typically has not been a positive experience. So I try to protect myself from those emotional triggers, okay? That's where the real healing needs to happen. So when you're able to identify what the issue is and why you're feeling away, that way you can go into prayer and really seek an understanding to fix the situation. The third thing is to reframe the story. Instead of saying this always happens to me, remind yourself the trigger is not the truth. It's just information. And sometimes that can be very tricky because though it is information, we may try to frame it in a way or try to do things to prevent this from happening, which could possibly be self-sabotage. So I'm still in a tricky place right now with dealing with this situation and understanding, reframing the story, because though the trigger is the truth, it's not the truth, it's information. Why do I keep putting myself in this position? That's what I want to know. But I guess I gotta go to the Lord in prayer. The fourth and the last thing is to choose alignment over reactions. Instead of spiraling into sabotage, choose one aligned action. It could be journaling, it could be going for a walk, or speaking kindly to yourself. I say this all the time. Yeah, it is so important to be mindful of how you speak to you. If you gotta fake it in your brain until you make it, then you need to fake it in your brain until you make it. Stop talking to yourself in such a negative way. Stop saying things like, this always happens to me. No one loves me. I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm not the one. No, stop saying that. Get that out of your head. Speak life into yourself. Speak positive into yourself. And choose to have peace over things. So for me, I went into prayer. And I cried and I prayed. And after I was done, I got an understanding. And I said, oh, well, that's not what I wanted, but I accept what the outcome is. Because what else am I going to do? Can't do nothing else about it. I got to just go with the flow, you know? So here's a journal prompt for you. What situation recently triggered me? What fear did it uncover? And how can I respond differently next time? Sit with that. You can write it in your journal as a piece of paper, a notebook, or you can pull out your phone, pull up your notes and write it in there. The goal is to always help you to continue the self-reflection, continue the self-examination, continue developing yourself so that way you can achieve the goals that you want cardinally and spiritually. Because this work is the real work. It's the real work. In closing, I want to say this. Your triggers are not here to destroy you. They're here to reveal you, who you really are. You're not perfect. No matter how much you pray, no matter how much you fast, it's some things in your past that need to come to the surface. All right? I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me. And I want you guys to really think about that. They show you where you still need healing. And that's so important because we're all growing. We're all striving. So when you're triggered by something, use the tools that we mentioned above. And this is where wisdom comes into play. This is where wisdom is when you are asking to yourself to rise higher than where you have been stuck at. When you are doing this, this is the part of you breaking the cycle. It is not going to be easy. It is hard, okay? Sometimes some people's feelings are going to get hurt in the process, yours and someone else's. And sometimes you're actually the one that's wrong. And sometimes you're going to have to be the one to apologize because you was the one tripping, because you were the one that was triggered. And you need to say, you know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. And move along. Make it a note in your journal page and keep it moving. Because we can't rewind time. We can only press forward. When you meet your triggers with awareness instead of reaction, you shift from the sabotage to growth. And that is all we're here to do. We are here to grow. Just not cardinally, just not naturally. You're going to grow every day, regardless if you want it or not. But spiritually. And to grow spiritually is to be intentional. When you grow spiritually, you step into peace instead of patterns. Many of us are just going along with life, doing the same old thing, getting the same old results. We want more. You should want more. So this week, pay attention to what stirs you up. Don't run from it. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Don't project. Don't gaslight. And don't be a narcissist. Own it. Own it. It is so much fun owning it. When you own your mess, no one can come at you anyway. When you say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, no one can say anything to you. What can they say? Nothing. So own it. Own it. All right? But don't shame yourself. Don't shame yourself. Initially, you're not going to want to own it. You're going to be mad. You're going to be in your feelings. You're not going to like it. We get it. I know. Trust me. I know. All right? However, pause, reflect, pray, write it down, and then choose a different response. And sometimes the people around you are not going to enjoy that time that you need to do that, but it's okay. It will be to their benefit if they're patient. And if they love you, they'll understand. And that's how wisdom grows. That is how wisdom grows. So if you all enjoyed this video, I just would like for you to hit the like button. Leave me a white heart in the comments. I love you all so much. Leave your thoughts. What did you think about this video? Was it useful? Was it helpful? Should we keep doing videos like this? Y'all let me know what you want. I like doing the little uploads. I hit my points. It's good, straight to the point. Y'all get to lock in, and I be going right on about my business. Let me stop joking. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry I look like a maid. I just finished cleaning up my place, and now I'm about to take a shower, and I'm gonna go to sleep. So I'll talk to you guys at a later time. I love you all so much. Bye.